The mindset in this group of people is very different, where they're saying, I'm worried about AI taking my job, so I'm not using AI at all, which I find really, and I can, in terms of trying to understand their perspective, I can sort of see it as like, oh, I'm in this sector and we're going to be massively disrupted. AI is going to take my job, so I am not engaging with AI at all. Almost like a bit of a defensive approach to it. Well, if you were working with a financial advisor, and this is from my days working in this space, in the finance space, is working in a financial advice business, there were like three types of clients, three big buckets of clients when they talked with financial advisors. There were people who they met a financial advisor once. I can do everything that you're describing, so I don't need you. So I've sort of worked out your method and approach. I'll do it myself. The next group of people were, oh, I can sort of get what you're doing. I don't really want to do all that stuff, but I want you to work with me and we'll sort of do some of these steps together in terms of my managing my finances. And then the third group were, here's the keys to my house, everything. I don't want to know, just get me the returns and you do everything for me. We're helping people more understand how to communicate with agents and less, only a small amount of people that need to really know how to build them. So I'm really liking that slow shift I'm seeing in the market, because there was a ton of noise out in the market where people are saying, what agent are you going to build next? And when are you building your agents? And I've just built my agent and all that stuff. And I've always felt quite frustrated with that, because in my head, it was like saying to people, the average person, when say computers came out, oh, what hard drive are you going to build? What's the hard drive you're going to build, rather than how do you use a computer?
Most businesses don't need to know how to build an agent. They just need to know how to use it, how to get it to do what they want it to do, rather than going into NAN and trying to make something or an equivalent tool. And most of the people that were on LinkedIn saying they were building agents, they weren't really building agents.
Can you show me how to build this agent? And I'd say, no. Let's instead, in your role, learn how to instruct and manage and coordinate agents. And then they go, what do you mean? I said, well, think about it around the first step you need to do before you even use the word agent is think about a task that's just in your brain where there's all these steps, but you don't think consciously about the steps because you've done it so many times. You say, talk me through those steps. Let's write them out. Okay. And then if you looked at those steps, how would you give instructions to someone for them to do that for you?
The agents are capable and can do everything you want, but then the amount of time and cost needed is not going to work. Like, to scrape the entire data set of what we were after, I calculated it was going to take 127 hours of continuous agent use to get all that content. I don't know what infrastructure we need to be able to run that, because the agent's not going to run for 127 hours continuously. It doesn't have context for that. So you have to then have an entire pipeline and workflow set up to be able to manage the infrastructure to allow the agents to run individual tasks and then do that. And then now we're going to 250, 300 hours potentially for the first run.
You know what that makes me think is that great saying where if your solution is a hammer, all your problems look like nails. The way I think about it is that people are saying, oh, you should choose the AI model that a lot of people are building for. So obviously Copilot and OpenAI, because everyone wants to build for those tools. And I actually think that's completely wrong, because rather learn a tool that you like, an AI tool, because it's irrelevant what other software and platforms and tools build for, because the AI will be able to interact with them. I'd happily bake you a loaf of sourdough. Ask me, it'll be okay, but if you want a good quality one, go to the baker.